All right. Thank you all again for joining us today for this morning's Los Angeles County Math and Science Leaders Network, the joint meeting. This is August 18, 2020. And joining me today, I've got Sean Hawk and Jacqueline Booker with me as well. And they'll be able to say hi in just a few moments. Again, this is going to be recorded. So you will get this archive recording as well as all the resources that accompany it, including this PowerPoint. If you will please find that chat box and type in your organization name if you have not yet done so. All right, like I said, today is a joint meeting and I've got a lot of information. And if you don't get the questions answered that you need, don't worry, because we still have the follow-up meetings that are taking place. More information and details about that in just a bit as well. So if you do have any questions, concerns, or comments, please use that chat box. Both Jackie and Sean will be monitoring and will stop us if there needs to be something that needs an answer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. Today's agenda, I want to make sure that we provide you with the welcome purpose for 2020, 2021. We are going to provide you with some announcements and updates, as well as talk about stuff that's going on in the fall and some things that are coming out from the statewide curriculum and instructional steering committees. Jackie or Sean, if you'll please get that, type that link into the chat box. That is the resource link for everything that you'll be seeing today, including the hyperdoc with all kinds of links for you on that page as well. All right. So again, we want to welcome you to this meeting. This is a network platform for all of you instructional leaders, whether you are a TOSA instructional coach, if you're a specialist, department chair, or just an ed leader in math or science and STEM education. This is also a meeting where you will receive the information coming from national, statewide, regional, and local associations. This is also a place for you to increase your capacity as a leader, as well as from time to time, get some professional development, either here in these joint meetings or in the follow-ups. But I do want to give a few moments to Sean and Jackie to say hi.
Go ahead, Sean.
Hi. I'm the project director of the Outdoor Marine Science Field Study for LACO. So working with mostly elementary science, but in field study capacity. And I'm happy to be here to join with you, and I want to meet as many of you as I can.
Thanks, Sean. Jackie?
Hi, this is Jackie Booker, and I'm the Senior Program Specialist for Mathematics. And I'm excited to start the year off, and we will see you a little bit further this Thursday during the follow-up Math Leaders meeting.
All right, thank you. Okay, so have you started some words of advice? I want to allow you to go into this Padlet right here, and Jackie or somebody, if you want to try to capture that, or actually if you go to the link, the resource link, the hyperdoc, the Padlet is right there, and I'm actually going to go ahead and open up that Padlet as well. And if you would just go ahead and type in your thoughts, opinions about advices or wonderings for 2020, 2021. So let's see what's going on. All right, so if you'll please go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go there right now myself. You just go ahead and use that Padlet, and again, type away. What advice do you have if you've already started, or some wonderings? Share your thoughts and opinions about 2020, 2021. Just give you a few moments. And I'll put this in the link in the chat box as well. Oh, good, you got it. Thanks. I should probably refresh and see what's going on. Any thoughts or wonderings that you would like to share? Patience is key, absolutely. I will also add this word of advice. Make sure that you stand up every 15 minutes. Make sure the links work first before giving them out. Yes, yes, yes. Get an adjustable desk. Ah, that's really nice. Organization plan, take care of you. Hope the internet runs smoothly. Yes. Last week was my daughter's first week at school, and that Monday, she started her class. I had a PD, and we had a power outage. That was fun. Yes, be flexible. Hydrate appropriately. Yes, yes. I'm constantly needing to remind everybody in this household to drink water, including myself. All right. Create focused goals that can be met. Yes, less is more. So definitely use this Padlet for every now and then, especially if things come up during your week, during this quarter, and just go ahead and use this type away, and let's share all of these lessons learned for everybody else. Great, thank you. We're going to go ahead and continue with the presentation for this week. So thanks for sharing, folks. That helps out. So again, this is the mantra for me to all of you this year. Again, do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. So again, the intent here is that you're going to be making decisions for yourself, for your family, for your students. And even though it's in the best intentions and it's probably the right move, there's always going to be somebody who's going to be there right in front of you and criticize your decisions anyway. So just to again reiterate, we are here for you. We are all here together, and don't let the criticism get to you. Just move forward. All right. Again, this leadership has changed now that we've got the COVID-19 pandemic going on. This leadership, the leadership members have also changed in terms of it's no longer just the TOSAs, coaches, and specialists and other ed leaders. We are now seeing an influx of other folks as well. So teachers, as well as other folks who are not in the formal education arena, but they are definitely here. And we are also including a follow-up meeting every other month. And we will also be making some considerations if we need to break up the group between elementary and secondary. You will also, again, have a shared Google Drive here as well. So feel free to go in that Google Drive. And if you feel like there's something you would like to add, just let me know, send it my way, and I will pop it into that Google Drive for you to share with everybody else. Okay. All right, and so the adventure begins. So again, this network and these meetings will only be as successful as you make it. So please don't be afraid to ask questions or offer suggestions to us. Again, as we are trying to make some improvements here, as well as just make sure that we are providing you with the capacity to build your leadership skills, as well as just help you with your daily life in your roles. Okay, so again, lots of announcements coming up. We've got the CMC Math Conference coming, so it is going to be virtual. And from my understanding, it's also going to, they are also going to be offering registration where you can pay for both the CMC South and the CMC North So it's almost like a 2-for-1 deal at a reduced rate as well. So look forward to that email soon for the registration link. It's not yet out, but it should be coming out shortly. We've also got the California STEAM Symposium taking place December 11 through 13 at $85. So please take advantage of that. It is going to be a 3-day conference, and you will receive lots of workshop sessions and all of the resources, because you will have access to everything for a period of time after the conference is over as well. CSTA, or now California Association of Science Educators, it's their conference. Registration is also now open, taking place in October. Keynote speaker is Dr. Oki Lee. So please go ahead and put in your registration for that. And then again, the CSTA is no longer CSTA. They are now California Association of Science Educators, which allows the Computer Science Teachers Association to maintain their name of CSTA. And so you will be seeing CSTA announcements shortly, along with the new case, making the case for science. For those of you who are interested in trying to figure out what is going on with all the assessments for this coming year, they are also holding a conference, California Assessment Conference, October 6th through 8th, at the rate of $100 with keynote speakers from Doug Fisher and Joe Bowler. So please go ahead and take a look at that. And again, all of these conferences, the links are in that hyperdoc that's in the resource drive for you. Okay. As far as association meetings, the Southern California Math Teacher Specialist Network held their first meeting last month. The next meeting's coming up in October. And again, they'll be meeting every other month on Thursdays from 8:15 to 9:45. Again, they're looking for more information as well as making sure that you math teachers and specialists have everything that you need to assist during this pandemic. For those of you in the science, Southern California Association of Science Specialists, we're holding the first meeting of the year this Friday, August 21st, 2020 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, registration is open, and registration links are in that hyperdoc. So it is taking place 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is going to be recorded, as I believe, and there are going to be lots and lots of different breakouts that are taking place as well. So if you have not yet registered, please register now. There's about 150 people that are registered currently, and then we'll be sending out the agenda plus all of the breakout descriptions shortly in the next couple of days. All right. Again, all of you should be getting the STEM notes, your one-stop shop for all things STEM in terms of PDs, conferences, grants, resources, and a whole lot more. I will be updating this in the next week or so, but it is currently about 100 pages. So again, don't freak out. Go to page 1, which is the table of content, and then page 2, which are the highlights. And then when you have time, find that bottle of wine, beer, what are your favorite beverage of choice, and then go ahead, relax while you read the rest of it, because it's a fun doozy of a task to read through. We also have the STEM unit catalog of services for you. So if you are looking for customized PD for your school or district, just reach out. Let us know what it is that you need. We are actually going to be including some computer science workshops as well. So that's in the works, and we are looking forward to providing a lot of that for you as well. Okay, so CAST news, lots of stuff going on, so hold on your horses. Here we go. CAA for Science is taking place. And so there are guides for 2020-2021 available now. So those of you who are involved with the science, the CAA for Science is for your moderate to severe. And remember that the CAA for Science takes place now. It's actually taking place at the end of a teaching unit. So as soon as the teaching unit is done, you are to be assessing your students right there and then. Please remember that there are 4 assessments that has to be delivered this academic year. 4 assessments, and it is all done outside the regular testing window. So we will have all of these links for you in that hyperdoc if it's not there already. All right. So if you have any questions, please talk to your testing administrator. And if your test administrators have questions, they can always reach out to me or other folks here at LA County Office of Education. All right. We've also got tools for teachers coming up. So that replaces the old website that was on the CAPS. So the Using Tools for Teachers to Support Learning will be holding a webinar September 8th from 3:30 to 4:45. It is an online collection of instructional and professional learning resources for K through 12. It will include some CAST science pieces. Right now it is definitely heavy on the math and ELA. And Laura Odell, I think you're on, and I think you were helping with some of this. Is that right? So there will be some CAST, right?
Correct. I think the last I heard was the end of September, but you know, those things change. Haven't been keeping up with those things as well since starting school. But they are entire, complete, good to go lessons out of the box. I personally worked on upper elementary, but I know that they're moving up towards middle and high as the project continues.
All right, thank you. So there is going to be a preview. There is a preview link as well in the hyperdocs, but the official launch is taking place September 30th, 2020. And if you do want to watch the webinar for the Using Tools for Teachers to Support Learning, you need to register by September 6th for that. So please make sure you do that. Again, all the links are in the hyperdoc in the resource folder. All right, for those of you who are involved with the LPAC, so there are remote testing guidelines that are taking place, and the LPAC remote testing guidelines actually applies for all remote testing pieces, as well as recommendations for in-person testing as well. That document is actually in the resource folder straight from the CDE. So I have downloaded that PDF and ready for you to use as well. So again, this is for those of you who are involved in the testing of students, especially if it has to be done in a face-to-face arena. So just to let you know, testing of students is considered essential, an essential service, but we still have to follow all of those different guidelines, and the document that is in that resource folder provides some of those suggestions about what you can and cannot do. All right. Any questions in the chat box right now about anything, Jackie or Sean?
I don't
No
see
question.
anything.
Okay, perfect. All right. So there's also a virtual assessment accountability information meeting. So this is the famous North-South meetings, and this is usually closed to most folks. In fact, here at LACO, we're only allowed 3 people to attend. I'm definitely not one of those, but they are now releasing this as a virtual meeting. And so it's an anybody can come to this. And so the first webcast will be taking place tomorrow. And then August 26th is the second one, it's a repeat. And again, this information of the registration link is available in that hyperdoc. So this is another level, another place that you can get a lot of information about testing and what's going to be happening this spring. Okay. We also have the frequently asked questions for English learners services during COVID-19, because again, we are hearing so many issues when it comes to what do we do with our new students who are English learners? How are we supposed to test them? How do we provide this? How do we provide that? So lots of new guidance coming from the CDE in that on the hyperdoc as well. So again, more information for you here. The big question and a surprise for a lot of people, will the CAS be administered for the 2020-2021 school year? And as I have said in the past, yes, they are going to be testing, and this is the official notice from CDE. They are going to be administering both the CAA and the CAS in 2021. It will be available to LEAs beginning January 12th through July 15th. And again, it's your district that decides when that window is going to be open. Again, the testing for CAA is beginning on September 8th. So my apologies, I said it starts now and it starts next month. So be on the lookout for that. As far as the CAS though, and we'll talk more about this on the August 24th meeting. We'll talk more about what's going on in CAS, but CDE is asking that LEAs delay the administration of CAA for remote learning. And then all students in grades 5 and 8 will be taking the test. And then grade 12, all students, all seniors must take that test. More information about that too, because if you had students in grade 10 and 11 who submitted the test, they are done. Even if they rushed through it, they're done. But if there were any students who started the test, but they didn't submit or finish, then that means that they are eligible to take the test for this year. But again, the recommendation is your seniors should be taking this test. And the recommendation again is that your juniors take this test, not your sophomores, because remember that the CAS test is measuring 4 years worth of content, not 2 years, not 1 year, 4 years. And when is the best time to take that test? As an 11th grader, as 12th grader. Okay? So we'll have more of that discussion on August 24th. For those LEAs that are conducting in-person instruction, again, there are suggested guidelines for the physically distanced test administration that I mentioned earlier that came as a result of the LPAC. So that document, the PDF, is in the Google folder as well. All right. All right, so if you haven't heard or did not read my announcements, county office consortiums have come together and have created some distance learning modules. These are the 4 counties that have created modules: Orange County, San Diego, San Bernardino, and Kern. I have information for 3 of them. So Orange County has created these FLIP supplemental support modules, which stands for Facilitated Learning with Integration and Personalization. So they are using, I forgot which learning management system, but they have all of these different modules at different grade levels, including social emotional learning pieces. That is freely available. This was designed for summer program, but could work for the fall as well. Especially if you've still got teachers who are struggling to figure out what it is that they might want to do. San Diego County, this is the one I actually do like quite a bit, because San Diego County Office of Education has created units of study in an integrated and thematic approach. So the integrated approach is at the elementary level, so the K-5, and the thematic approach is actually at the middle school through high school. And with these units of study, it really is taking into consideration the mathematics, the ELA, the science, the history, wherever it seems fit. So they're not force-fitting anything. They are definitely making sure that it is thoughtful and strategic in nature. Each of the county offices, both Orange County, San Diego, and San Bernardino have created at least 2 sets of modules for almost every grade level. San Diego is actually going to be in phase 3, where they're actually creating a 3rd module starting next month. But again, they've got some really nice, strong pieces coming out from San Diego County. So I like that quite a bit. San Bernardino also has created some professional learning modules. So this is a PD for teachers. And so this is what San Bernardino has produced for distance learning for, again, teachers in terms of how to facilitate distance learning for their students. So if you're still looking for PD for your district, this might be the place to go to as well. All right. I am talking about both, all of these learning modules are for everybody. So it's all content, science, math, ELA, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. All right, so as far as the math framework, what's going on? So last month, earlier this month, the Math Framework Committee did meet. And if you want copies of these draft chapters, please go ahead and send an email to mathframework@cde.ca.gov to request your draft chapters. This will really give you some eye-opening information, but just also know that these are drafts, so they are also not set in stone. So if you have an issue with it, definitely mark it down, send an email to mathframework@cde.ca.gov, and your comments will actually get to the writers. It will also get to the Math Framework Committee members as well. All right, but if you're wondering what was happening at these meetings, August 5th, all the committee members received a short training on English language development considerations for that chapter with working with English language. They also began work with the equity engagement chapter as well as the introduction chapter. And then on August 6th, they began looking at the grades 9 through 12 chapters, and then also revisiting the chapter on exploring, discovering, and reasoning with and about mathematics. So they had quite a busy 2 days. Again, all of these are live streamed, so if you are signed up, you can actually watch what's going on at these meetings. And there's also opportunities for you to voice your concerns as well in the open forum or open comments sections. But you do need to make sure that you register before, and then also I believe you have to also let them know that you do have questions that you want to ask the committee or the writers as well. Okay, so again, they're very interactive, and if it's anything like my experiences working with the science framework, I am sure that the Math Framework Committee are also experiencing quite a lot of work as well. Okay, let's see. San Diego or Santa Barbara, you don't see, I'm sorry, San Diego or San Bernardino, it should be in there, in the Google Drive under the hyperlinks hyperdocs. So it should be there. As far as the timeline, just remember that even if you don't have the opportunity to read the chapters, there will be a 6-day public review period that will take place between February and April of 2021. And then all those public comments will go to the Instructional Quality Commission as well as the Subject Matter Committee. And then all of that will be funneled to the writers. Then the writers will take another stab at it. Then they will give it back to the Instructional Quality Commission for them to review, and then they will then go ahead and approve it to release to the public for a second review period that will take place June through July, so next summer. So we'll have 2 opportunities, and then with the public reviews, each county office will likely be hosting a public review forum so that we can help facilitate the discussions as well as gather all the comments for the CDE and the writers as well. All right, but once everything's done, it will then go back to the Instructional Quality Commission for final review. The Instructional Quality Commission's Subject Matter Committee will then take a final stab before making the final recommendation to the State Board of Ed, and the State Board of Ed will take that vote sometime November 3rd or 4th. Once that's done, then we go ahead and begin the math instructional materials portion, and also begin the math framework rollouts, whatever form that might look like. But we do expect that the math framework rollout will look similar to what you're seeing with the science framework rollout as well. So be on the lookout, and if you like to try to help out with those frameworks, just let us know and we'll see what happens. But we don't know anything more than what the plans are at this time. All right. So there's a question, do you anticipate math adoption being delayed because of the financial status of the world? Probably, but again, because the adoption cycles are 7 years and we are expecting a slump in the finances for at least 3 years, who's to say what's going to be happening, and who's to say what will happen when the elections take place as well. I know I hate to say that, but until we actually know what's going on, until we actually have some strong leaders in place, anything is possible at this time. Anything is possible at this time. But we do know that there is a financial strain, but we also know that for those of you with your LCAP funds from last year, whatever has been designated, that still stands for this coming year from what I understand and from the interpretation of those restrictions and et cetera. So that's my understanding of it at this point. Again, if you want to access those chapters, send an email to the mathframework@cde.ca.gov. All right. Okay, so NGSS news, science news, what's going on? Again, you've been hearing that we are creating the next rollout, which we are calling Professional Learning Series #1, focused on science text discourse. You can see the dates have been set. The registrations have not yet been released yet, but the first date is taking place January 20th through 29th. And all of these are going to be done virtually. So January 20th and 29th is going to be 2 full days, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So done in 2 days. The next one will be done February 22nd through 25th, 4 days, but they're breaking it up 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And then in March is the 3rd iteration, and this is broken up into 4 separate days, so they're not back to back at all, and they're all taking place in the mornings, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So 4 days, so 3 different ways, all done virtually, and it really is going to be a statewide effort to work on this. And then you can see from this slide, these are your 4 major domains that we are looking at: discourse for sense making, use of notebooks, and then argumentation, and then we'll have also a separate administrator strand for this as well. So again, as soon as we get the okay to release the registration link, this will be going out to all of you as well. We know that pricing is going to be very, very important. And according to this document, it is $300 per attendee, but we don't know more than that. The price could change as well, but it's just a waiting game at this point. All right. As far as the Curriculum Instructional Steering Committee, we know that the science group had been working on quite a few things. So we are actually in pilot mode now with the potential of releasing some things very, very quickly. And I think at the last meeting, we were able to release 1 or 2 pieces. So some of the things that we are working on is access to NGSS and distance learning and supporting families. So that one I believe is done in terms of making it available for families in both English and Spanish. I don't think this is actually in the hyperdoc, so I'll make sure that goes in there. We're currently in the middle of looking over the alternative ed distance learning resources. We are curating distance learning resources online. We are also working with one county office in terms of what distance learning for professional learning looks like to support students. So what should PD look like? And then we do have one for students with disabilities as well. Other things that are coming up, we definitely hope to have the effective pedagogical practices, as well as distant for both the classroom and for PD. The one that we are really working on, trying to work Matt madly on is this whole effective tech tools for online learning. So with this one, it's really going to be kind of you go into the link and you type in that I want to do something for assessment. So you type in the word assessment, and then out pops up all of these different ed tools that you can use online to help you out, so that you don't have to wonder what is the best thing. We'll also provide you with some tips and tools for each of those as well. So we're in phase 1, in the middle of phase 2 for that one as well. For those districts that are in the middle of adoption or just thinking about the adoption, we have converted the face-to-face toolkit for instructional materials evaluation into a virtual format. So we are currently piloting that, and we hope to get that done and released in September. But if you are looking for some facilitation around the science instructional materials, call me, because I am able to deliver this virtually as well. Again, we are also, again, you've seen that San Diego has created the high quality distance learning module. So that piece is done. And then we also have some resources coming up with high quality non-digital distance learning resources. So the science group have been working very, very hard pretty much all summer. And then the CISC math group have been working on high school guidance, and it's unfortunate, it looks like it's at a standstill at the moment, but we hope to get some more information about that in the next couple of days to see what's going on with that as well. All right, I've done a lot of talking. Before we get into the follow-up meetings, do any of you have any questions for us? We've got about 20 minutes, it looks like. So I just want to know if there's anything that you need. And then we'll get right into the follow-up meetings. Questions, concerns, please let us know. And feel free to unmute yourself if that's easier.
Hi, Anthony. This is Linda.
Hi.
Hi. We received some information to register for a math, I guess, webinar or session on TRUE, or like how to guide or support math instruction. Can I have a little bit more details on that?
Sure, Jackie, you want to talk about that?
Sure. So the TRUE framework is the Teaching for Robust Understanding in Mathematics. And so we're going to touch upon that framework itself, but that framework has been in existence for several years, and we're just really referencing the fact that there are many resources and publications that are being put out by math leaders across the nation. And so we'll have an opportunity to revisit what the TRUE framework 5 dimensions are, as well as give all of our participants the opportunity to explore these 3 in particular, these 3 documents that are published by NCTM and CSM. Jill Bowler just recently came out with her recommendations, and then the Council for Greater City Schools has also put out their recommendations with regards to how to address the unfinished learnings and the remote teaching this current year. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to kind of read those documents, have a conversation amongst ourselves with regards to what the messaging is within those documents, because there is similarities in that, but there's just a lot to learn and a lot to read in terms of their recommendations.
So Jackie, while you're on it, I've also advanced to the slide for the LA County Math Leaders Network. You want to talk to our folks about what they can expect this Thursday?
Sure. This Thursday, we'll have our follow-up meeting with the Math Leaders Network, and we will have a guest presenter from Legends of Learning who will talk about gaming online and how to continue that work through a fun environment. And then we'll also address some of those documents that we'll talk about at the upcoming scheduled session next Monday and the Monday after. But also include additional resources that could support the message behind those 3 recommendations and guidance documents. There are resources from Achieve the Core, from ANET. There's just a lot out there. And so it's going to take some time for us to wrap our head around it. But again, it's really needed work that needs to, we need to think about now as we plan for a solid year.
And so these follow-up is also another platform for you to just focus on just a content specific area. So we will also provide you with kind of an unconference time or an open discussion of anything that you also need to have a discussion or want some answers to or some assistance with. So that's what's going on for August 20th with the LA County Math Leaders Network. As far as the Science Leaders Network, that's going to be taking place next week. And so some of the focused topics will be on the testing pieces. We'll talk a little bit about the virtual time, but more importantly, something that I've been hearing quite a bit from my other county office counterparts as well, is this whole idea of the science safety at home piece, especially if you have teachers who are thinking about doing some labs activities at home. And we're not talking about the virtual labs or anything, but actual physical labs. So we'll talk about some of those science safety issues. And then again, whatever else that might be coming up on that Monday, let us know as well, okay? And yes, you are going to have the slide deck. Like I said, you will have, if you are in the Google folder right now, there's a resources folder in there. And in that resource folder, you'll see that the PowerPoint isn't in there, but you just don't have access to it right now. So, but you will get access to that afterwards, as well as, again, the recording of this, as well as anything else that might come up, okay? All right, so other questions that you might have, please let us know right now. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions or get some more clarification about anything. So thank you, Linda, for starting this off. Thanks, Angela, for asking for some questions, as well as Samara. Anybody else have anything that they would like to ask or some wondering that they have?
I do have a question. I'm not sure if you can answer this or if I need to refer to Tanya more. Have we heard, are there going to be any waivers for Chaya?
I haven't heard of anything. Tanya may have heard something, but she would normally let me know if anything's coming up. But right now, I have not heard anything either from my last state meeting that occurred just 2 weeks ago. But I can follow up with her as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so I will have, hopefully I'll have some information for Monday. So I'll go ahead and write that down. Anything else, folks? No? Okay. So I had an interesting question from a district earlier asking about whether or not there are waivers or funds for instructional materials. No, there isn't anything like that, and that, at least none that I'm aware of. So that's one. I do know that we are also going to be seeing some additional changes when it comes to computer science. So please be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, we'll still have some more things with the Chaya and health and safety and other things like that as well. Okay. All right, folks. Okay, if there aren't any questions, again, please use that bit.ly link. And Jackie, if you want to use that, go ahead and type that in, or Sean. That bit.ly link will take you to a Google form, and that'll just kind of help us plan out the next couple of meetings, whether it's the follow-up or for the next joint. But if you have any further questions, please contact us. There is our emails from myself, Sean, Jackie, and of course our unit secretary, Spencer. So let us know if there's anything that you would like. We've already delivered lots of PD over the summer in the last couple of weeks, including how to do some hands-on teaching over a digital divide. And we've done it for both math and science. at all the different grade levels, lower elementary, upper middle school, and high school. And we've got some other things planned out as well. So let us know what your needs are. We're here to help you, and we'll stick around for any other questions that you might have. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you at the follow-up. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording now.